Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Houston Texans, and he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line, and the Detroit Lions.
Check 41. Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So, flag. Automatic. The contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl every year in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, here's Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. Watson to Hopkins for a huge hookup, 64 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Out of the gun, Watson eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. Touchdown, Texans. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This will be taken short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. The throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. But it'll be second and goal. Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. Now it's Watson. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
This will be taken very short. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Nice.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Credit to tackle that time to Deshaun Hand.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now, we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Damon Harrison, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. The Clemson connection. Watson to Hopkins for a big one. And even 40 yards. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has 0 answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around. But offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins once again the intended target. And now it's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Texans push further out in front.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator, he showed us his script. Didn't show us everything now. He said, here's the script for the game. I think everything's going according to plan in a big way. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about as good. That is as good as you can do, I guess. So, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. Tremendous execution.
This will be taken short. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it.
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Whitney merciless. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. A first carry now. This is Johnson. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Back to throw. Stafford. Johnson's got it complete. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 21. And some room to work. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Here's Watson. Bryant has it. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. And to give this time to the tailback. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
It's important to do, especially early in the game like they have. He's going to look deep end zone for Hopkins. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. DeAndre Hopkins, once again, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again is Watson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans push further out in front. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. This will be taken very short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A well-executed 22-yard gain. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try to put some points on the board.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 23. first down carry here for Johnson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Another try after the first down sack. Stafford, right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he lost the football, and the Texans scoop it. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a handoff here to his running back. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 27 yards there, a first down.
First down, Texans. Like 22, he's coming out.
On first down, Watson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
Tavon Wilson up to make the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Watson now to throw. It's caught by Bryant. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the first down at around the 22. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend the lead out to 24. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This will be taken short. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
To throw again on second down. Stafford. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. A shotgun snap for Stafford. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. He's going to air one out. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. Watson now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. This is caught inside the 15. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. An excellent gain, 35 yards. Not time enough for a play and then a timeout, you wouldn't think. So with 4 seconds left, they're going for it. The final shot before the break. Watson to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So we've come, and just like that, on we head to half number 2. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the 2nd half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A huge play there for Houston. 59 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the 2nd half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. They run again with Hunt. The ball still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on 4th down.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
Here's Watson on the sneak, and this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward, and indeed he did not. They stop him. So the D-line got the push there against the O-line to stop that quarterback sneak.
A really high percentage call on offense. I think it's the right call. But as you noted, if they don't get the push, you can't get in there. There's no place for him to go. And that's why the whole play got stuffed.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll run it with Johnson. And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Stafford. And Stafford's going to be taken down. That's a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
DeAndre Hopkins and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. And he is just one reception away from 10 in this game. I don't know what they need to do defensively, but something has to be altered, does it not?
I know that whenever we tried to cover a person who's having a game like this, you're trying to vary what you're doing, trying to change things up, hoping to fool him occasionally. If not fool him, fool the quarterback so that maybe he doesn't read the coverage correctly. Right now, though, they're in pretty good sync.
Watch the screen, pass. Watch the screen.
On first down, it's Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his third touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season, as his guys continue to pour it on. I know this defense knew it coming into the game, Charles, and they know it even more now. DeAndre Hopkins is a tough cover.
And anytime you see him out there and there's less than double or triple teaming him, take a shot with it. Just what you're talking about. If he's such a tough cover, one guy's not going to get it done. Throw the ball out there. Let him go get it.
This will be taken very short. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get...
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Out of the gun, Stafford. Looking deep downfield. He's got him in, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 36 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Again, it's Johnson. And an alley to run. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. Now a handoff looking right. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Watson on 3rd down. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and the Lions have recovered. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on the...
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. Johnson with a burst, a first down or more. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson with his second touchdown of the game, fourth of the year. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Crater for the extra point. And that'll make this a 19-point ball game. Back now at Ford Field, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Getting set to go again, DeAndre Hopkins marches back onto the field. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw, Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. To throw is Watson. Flush to his right. Complete to Bryant. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Texans push further out in front. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. This will be taken short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. They're going draw play. Stafford to Johnson. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Back to throw. Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Stafford now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Johnson. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one.
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Bernardrick McKinney muscled his way in for the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. DeAndre Hopkins and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And Watson's going to throw it here. And this one's incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of...
It's caught inside the 25. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they have the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now they try the right side here. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Here we go, here we go. Be good, be good, be good. Learn. Time to go.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, he was just trying to contain DeAndre Hopkins, and he got a little too close.
And because of his ability to line up in different spots on the field and come at you from different angles, different guys have to cover him, and all of them have the same issue. How do you do it without interfering? In this case, it didn't get done.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. And I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal.
Mike 51. Man, I got you.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. A disappointing drop there on 4th and goal. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that.
In trouble in the balls. It's loose. The ball bouncing around. And it's going to go out of the back of the end zone. So that is going to be a safety. A big offensive explosion helped leading.